Long ago, in the mist-covered lands of ancient Britain, when kings fought for power and magic still lingered in the air, there lived a young boy named Arthur, who knew nothing of his royal blood. His story would one day become legend, a tale of a sword, a kingdom, and a dream of honor that would echo through the ages. After the death of King Uther Pendragon, the kingdom fell into chaos. Lords and knights quarreled for power, and no one could claim the throne, for the true heir was hidden away in secret. Then, one winter morning, a miracle appeared in the courtyard of St. Paul's Cathedral in London. In the middle of the square stood a great stone, and thrust deep into it was a gleaming sword. Upon the blade were words written in gold. Whoso pulleth out this sword of this stone and anvil is rightwise king born of all England. Many knights tried, but none could budge it. Years passed, and the sword remained untouched, a silent challenge from fate. Arthur, a humble squire serving his foster brother Sir Kay, had no thought of kingship. One day, as they hurried to a tournament, Sir Kay realized he had forgotten his sword. Arthur, ever helpful, ran to fetch one, but the armory was locked. Spotting the sword in the stone, he thought it a fine replacement and, without effort, drew it out. The crowd gasped. When Arthur placed it back, no one else could move it. But when Arthur tried again, the sword slid free as though it belonged to him. The truth was revealed: Arthur was the son of Uther Pendragon, hidden away by the wizard Merlin to keep him safe from enemies. Now destiny had called him forth. At first, the nobles refused to accept a mere boy as king. But Arthur's courage, humility, and fairness slowly won them over. Under Merlin's guidance, he united the divided lands and brought peace to Britain. Merlin became his teacher, advising him not with magic alone but with wisdom. A true king, Merlin said, is not one who rules with might, but one who serves with heart. Arthur's castle, Camelot, rose upon a green hill by a shining river, a symbol of unity and justice. There, he created the legendary Round Table, where no man sat higher than another, and all were equals. Upon it were engraved the words, "In serving each other, we serve the realm." The table gathered the bravest knights of the age, Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, Sir Galahad, and many others. Together, they swore an oath to defend the helpless, speak truth, and live honorably. Thus began the golden age of Camelot. One fateful battle saw Arthur's sword from the stone shatter in combat. Desperate, he turned to Merlin, who led him to a misty lake where a mysterious lady of the lake rose from the waters, her arm clad in silver silk, holding a magnificent new sword. "This," said Merlin, "is Excalibur, the blade of kingship. But remember, its true power lies not in its edge, but in the honor of the one who wields it." Arthur took Excalibur and vowed never to draw it unjustly. The lady also gave him a scabbard that would protect him from mortal wounds. With these gifts, he became a warrior not only of might, but of justice. As Camelot prospered, Arthur fell deeply in love with Guinevere, a lady of beauty and grace. Their marriage was celebrated throughout the land, and Arthur gifted her the Round Table as a wedding present, a symbol of eternal unity. But love can cast both light and shadow. Among Arthur's knights was Sir Lancelot du Lac, his most loyal and noble companion. Lancelot and Guinevere shared a bond that neither sought but could not deny. Their forbidden love remained hidden, yet it began to whisper through the halls of Camelot, sowing the seeds of tragedy that would one day tear the kingdom apart. One evening, as the knights feasted in Camelot, a blinding light filled the hall, and a vision appeared: the Holy Grail, the sacred cup used by Christ at the Last Supper. Then it vanished, leaving behind a divine fragrance and a sense of awe. The knights vowed to seek it, for the Grail promised purity, enlightenment, and the grace of God. But the quest tested them beyond strength of arms, it tested their souls. Sir Gawain sought glory and failed. Sir Lancelot, burdened by guilt for his love of the Queen, came near but could not touch the Grail. Only Sir Galahad, pure of heart and without sin, achieved the vision. Guided by angels, he beheld the Grail and was taken to heaven in peace. When the surviving knights returned, they were changed men. The quest had purified some but broken others. Camelot was no longer the same. Arthur's dreams of peace began to crumble. The truth of Guinevere and Lancelot's love was revealed by Sir Mordred, Arthur's illegitimate son, born of deception and destined to bring ruin. Mordred spread division and betrayal through the court. Consumed by duty, Arthur ordered Guinevere to be tried for treason. But Lancelot rescued her, slaying many knights in his flight, including some of Arthur's dearest friends. Torn between love and honor, Arthur led his army against Lancelot's in France. While the king was away, Mordred seized the throne and declared himself ruler. Arthur returned to Britain, weary and heartbroken, to face his own son in battle. The final war came at Camelot, beneath a blood-red sky. Both armies faced each other, father and son, king and traitor. Before the fight, Arthur dreamed of Gawain's ghost, who warned him to delay, for death awaited them both. But fate could not be escaped. A single accidental sword stroke broke the fragile truce, and battle erupted like a storm. The field was soon a sea of fire and steel. Arthur, wielding Excalibur, cut through Mordred's ranks until he faced his son. With a cry of anguish, he struck Mordred down, but as Mordred fell, he thrust his own blade into Arthur's side. The king, mortally wounded, collapsed upon the battlefield. Sir Bedivere, the last of the knights, carried Arthur to the edge of a dark lake, the same where the lady once gave him Excalibur. The king, pale and weary, spoke softly. "Take my sword. Throw it into the lake, and tell me what you see." Bedivere, reluctant to part with the sacred blade, hit it twice. But Arthur, sensing his deceit, commanded him a third time. At last Bedivere hurled Excalibur into the water. The lady's arm rose again, caught it, and drew it beneath the surface. A mist descended, and a barge appeared upon the water, bearing 3 queens clad in black. They lifted Arthur gently aboard. "Do not weep," Arthur whispered. "I go to Avalon, the Isle of Peace. Someday, when Britain's need is greatest, I shall return." The barge drifted into the mist and was gone. After Arthur's passing, Camelot faded into legend. Some say he sleeps beneath Glastonbury Hill, others that he reigns in Avalon, awaiting the call to return. But his dream of a just kingdom, where courage and equality rule, endures in every story told. The Round Table itself became a symbol of the ideals Arthur cherished: honor, loyalty, and the belief that all men, whether king or knight, stand equal before truth. Merlin's words proved eternal. "When hearts are pure and hands are true, the spirit of Camelot shall live forever." Centuries have passed, but the legend of King Arthur remains alive. It speaks not merely of swords and sorcery, but of human hope, the desire to build a world guided by justice and love. The names may fade, but the spirit of Arthur, Guinevere, Lancelot, and the Knights of the Round Table still shines through every age, reminding us that even when kingdoms fall, honor never dies.